with trauma privately. I don't wanna be a burden, I handle things.
What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? It's been a while. What can I say? I've been busy. Brother got a full-time job holding me down. Glad I could be back doing this show. It's been crazy. Missed you guys. Lots to talk about today. Where do I begin? I know where we'll start. We'll start with, are we concerned with the New York Yankees? After a great start, it's been kind of crazy, right? So let's start there. Should we be concerned with the New York Yankees? I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes because they seem to be struggling right now with hitting, which was an issue last year, right? We all witnessed what happened last year where they couldn't hit. This year, the team's built differently. It's built on guys that can hit for average, guys that can hit for power, and that's pretty much it. So when the Yankees were winning games back in, I'll go back to say 1994. Let's start there, right? 94 was a strike shortened season, right? I think they had like the best record, if not the. Let me look that up for you. Make a fool of myself. So Yankees 94. There were 73 and 43. 70 and 43. Right? Only the Montreal Expos, which are now the Nationals, had a better record. I mean, these guys were basically, I feel in my opinion, they were primed to go to the World Series and probably win it all. It's a shame that the strike came. I mean, like I said, August 70 and 43, that's a great record. Like, they were killing everybody, you know? Like I said, except for, like, once again, the Montreal Expos, they had a little bit better record. They were 73 and 40. So, right there, from someone who's watched the Yankees the majority of his life, back in the 90s, like late 90s, those teams were built for power, average, defense. And people don't realize how rare that is to have all three at a superior or elite level. We were spoiled. They had great defense, guys that can hit for average, guys that can hit for power, and guys that can hit for both average and power. And that's a lethal combination. It's a lethal combination that we're not going to see much of because baseball's changed over the years. And, you know, right now, my biggest concern is Aaron Judge. I don't know if he's injured or it could be the simple fact that, there he is striking out, you know, pitch is really low. He looks a little lost, right? Or is it because he had a shortened spring training where, he didn't get all of his he had 14 at bats, I think, for spring training. So is he trying to catch up now? There could be a bunch of things going on. Is he the type of player that would not be honest with the coaching and say, "Yeah, I am injured because I want to play." Like, he feels he can help the team by being in the lineup where you're actually causing a hindrance. I mean, Trent Grisham is no Aaron Judge by far, but, let that guy play for a minute, get some at bats under his belt until let Judge heal. If he is injured, I have no idea. Or like I said, his timing is off, or there's just something wrong. Something's not right. And a guy as talented as Aaron Judge doesn't struggle like this. Listen, baseball is riddled with failure. If you ever played baseball, you know, you fail more than you succeed. What I mean by that is, for example, if you're a batter, if you're a hitter, a position player, and if you hit the ball 3 out of 10 times, so the 10 times you're up, you get 3 hits, you're a Hall of Famer. That's a 300 batting average, okay? That's how difficult base I think to me, it's one of the most difficult sports to play. It's a long season. It's 162 games, I believe. You get beat up, and you're playing almost every day with a day off every now and then, right? Except for when it comes to All-Star break. So you're just it's not it's not easy. So with that being said, you really gotta tip your cap to these guys of what they go through. Like I said, right now, I'm just a little concerned with Aaron Judge. Volpe, I saw the game today against the Athletics, and, he's swinging he's on the last pitch that he struck out, he's doing that uppercut swing. So when Volpe was hitting up until a week ago, where killing it, he had a level swing. He's uppercutting the ball. So I can only try to understand if when the team is in a lull, if that kid thinks that he has to put the pressure on himself by hitting a home run, rather than taking the approach of, "Let me just get on base. Let me have enough faith in the team that somebody behind me is gonna get a hit or drive me in." It's admirable to try to do it all, but when you're going for a home run, you better make sure that that pitch is in your sweet zone. You're gonna barrel that, bat to ball up and hit it out if you can. So, to me, when you try and do too much, you end up pressing and you end up failing, right? So, that's my concern with Volpe. Concern with Judge, possibly injured, possibly not, possibly timing's off, something's not right there, or he's in a lull. Anthony Rizzo, um, not sure what's going on there. He did have the concussion last year. He started off pretty good. Now he's looking, he's making errors in the field. You know, when you have a concussion, until you start playing the game and realizing how things affect you at real time speed, it's different. There might be issues right there that we don't know about. And if there is, why? Are the Yankees bringing doctors? Hey, can we check him out again just to be sure everything's copacetic and not wait? I mean, messing with this guy's life. So there's just overall concerns there. The starting pitching is held. I'll tell you one thing: the starting pitching has kept us in the game. That's their job. Their job is to basically, keep us in the game, and they've pretty much done that. No matter whether they give up 4 runs, 5 runs, with this offense should be able to score 5 or 6 runs a game easy with Juan Soto. Let me backtrack. Let's talk about Juan Soto. So Juan Soto, right? I'm going to eat my words and say I wanted the Yankees to trade for him. I was very excited when the Yankees got Juan Soto. Most def. In my opinion, I don't feel any professional athlete is worth over $30 million a year. Maybe 25, 30 million. Listen, I know what they do is difficult, but there should be a cap. And I'm going to tell you why. I think you could have more players on the team that are good at 30 million compared to them paying 35, 36, 37, 40, 40 plus. You start limiting yourself because it is a business and the team needs to make money too. And I know the Yankees make more money than God, but you can't keep having these long-term overinflated contracts way out of sync with inflation and actually keep the team competitive. Because if you have 4 or 5 guys making 30 million plus, it doesn't leave much left for the rest of your team. And it takes more than 5 guys to win a baseball game. I'm telling you right now. It literally takes all 24 of those guys on the team, 24-man roster. So, um, I don't know. I don't know. So, I think that with Soto, he's made a believer out of me. He's he's come through time and time again. I knew of Juan Soto when he played with the Nationals. I know a little bit about him when he played with the Padres. I knew the guy can hit. Better yet, I knew the guy can get on base. That's the most important thing. He gets on base. That's his job. Not just hits. He takes walks. He gets on base. If you ever watch Moneyball, Just get on base. Let somebody else drive you. So to me, right now, pay him whatever he wants because he's the only guy that's hitting. Pay that man whatever he wants. 40 million, 50 million. I got upset earlier when I did an earlier show, one of my first shows. And I was like, dude, because there were articles saying he's gonna get 500 million, 600 million, 700 million. Dude, I'm like, I'm like, no, but right now, if he were to make 50 million, I'm down with that. You know, give him 50 million, give him the bag, give him 45, 50. I'm good with that. Over 13, 14 years, I'm good with that. Right. So that's he's really made a believer out of me. And I'm glad he's on our team. Seems like a great team player. A lot of the younger players are learning from him, which is good. You've seen the difference in Oswaldo Cabrera. Just watching Juan Soto take batting practice and talking to Juan Soto. You've seen him come through. I wrote off Oswaldo Cabrera. I'm like, we gotta trade this guy. We need a better option at third base. Yankees did go out and get John Birdie, uh, but he's now injured, and he's supposed to play the very first game against the Astros, but he got in late. Oswaldo played, and Oswaldo hasn't looked back. And God bless him. Oswaldo's a really nice guy, great guy, from what I hear. So now that he's playing, it's his job to lose, right? As for Trevino, and Trevino, I don't know. He's starting to hit now, which is good, but his defense has gone south. His defense has gone south. I'm not sure what's going on there. Maybe he's still injured, with his ankle. He can't pop up. I don't. They're not throwing guys out. People are running left and right on the Yankees, and I'm sure other teams know this. And they're going to take advantage because they haven't thrown anyone out. Maybe one, but the defense behind catching right now is horrible. Austin Wells. I don't blame Wells. I think Wells is a talented catcher. He's a young guy. I think he needs consistent at bats. And what I mean by that is this guy used to catch every day in AAA. Okay. You bring him up here and you're platooning him with Trevino. When Jorge Posada came up and Joe Girardi was catching, the Yankees said that Jorge Posada is our future catcher. I think Jorge caught like 5 days a week and Girardi caught 2. That's how it has to be. You have to give this guy consistent reps because baseball is difficult to hit or play. He needs that time. And if not, then send him back to AAA and bring up a different catcher that you don't care about. Is you're wasting one, you're killing his trade value, and 2, you're wasting him away. Not 3 days, 4 days, this day, that day, then they take it. No, you have to give this guy ample playing time. 2 months solid, 5 days a week, and let's see what he does with it. That's what I would do if I were the New York Yankees, my opinion. So, what other concerns do we have? Caleb Ferguson, I'm not impressed. We need to get rid of him. I mean, I don't know what's going on there. He's not helping out. He's done horrible in his starts. Not starts when he's come in to replace a starter. So, just these guys need to attack the strike zone. I am impressed with Luis Heel, young guy, 25 years old, throws mad gas, has elite stuff, controls a little bit of concern, but I think he can grow. He's going to grow and learn. I think give him another 2 or 3 months, and I guarantee you're going to see a different picture. I think he's got the skills and the talent to go far on this team if he's able to remain and stay healthy. He did have surgery. He was out of baseball for about 2 years. So Yankees are giving him a shot. When Cole comes back, I think it's going to take some time for Cole to ramp up. It's not going to be as easy as everyone thinks, and Cole's just going to be Cole is a superstar, but it's going to take him some time. So I'm not sure if they might possibly put Heel in the bullpen. Maybe he's a setup guy for Clay Holmes. I don't know. Usually setup guys have control and they throw hard. Now, Luis Heel can throw hard, but does he have control? Right? That's the control factor. Nestor pitched a hell of a game yesterday. The day before, Saturday, wasted. These guys can't hit. And like I said, a week ago or 2 weeks ago, I wouldn't have been concerned. Now this is carrying over. This is a pattern. And I think these guys are getting in their heads from last year. I don't know, go see a psychiatrist. I don't know what they gotta do, but these guys gotta say, "Listen, we're the New York Yankees." Management went out and got us Juan Soto, got us some pitching depth, got us Marcus Stroman. Stroman's pitched well. I listen, I applaud when the Yankees got Stroman, I was a little concerned at first because he talked some crap, but listen, Stroman loves the big lights, and you know what? You want that. This is what I like what the Yankees did this year. They got guys like Marcus Stroman, Carlos Rodon, Juan Soto, guys that love the big moment, that love that pressure, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bottom of the ninth. I'm getting a hit or I'm hitting home run. I'm getting on base, I'm doing my job. And you wanna play and thrive in New York. Volpe's another one. He loves the big I think that's why he presses a little bit too much. He loves that big stage. Just Dominguez is another one. Loves the big stage. You want players like that that wanna that can handle that pressure in New York and go, "No, man, listen, football terminology, 3rd and long, give me the ball. I'm not gonna drop it. We're gonna get this first down. Give me the ball." And that's the kind of players you want in New York. You want those players on the Yankees because not everybody can play here. They come here, they sign the big contract, and it's like, "Oh, okay, I got my bag. Okay, I'm good. Just relax now. Yeah, who cares about the booze?" I mean, I don't think any professional athlete does that, but it sure feels like it sometimes. Like, what do you do? Like, how about you give some of that money back? Like, if you suck, right? In normal corporate America, if I don't do my job, they're gonna fire me, right? Right? If I'm not good at my job, they'll give me a warning. Then they'll give me another warning. And usually, by the third time I'm in the office or in HR, it's time to go. Pack up your stuff, right? And I'm not making any money. So these guys have a lot of cushion. I'm not saying contract shouldn't be guaranteed, but dude, if you get hurt, maybe you shouldn't get all your contract. Like if you're injured, I'm sorry, there's percentages. Like if you're out half the year, then you get half your salary. Why does the team have to suffer? Seriously. Or maybe they have some insurance that pays them. I don't know how it works. So I have no idea what the back office, how Major League Baseball works. Or I know some teams have insurance that pays their top prize players if they're out for over a year. It only makes sense. But there just seems to be a lot of different things going on to where that team can recoup some of that dollars and then go get a player or players to help maintain that competitiveness throughout MLB, you know, or they need to restructure this taxation nonsense with the 50% if you go over this dollar amount or 60% or I mean, seriously, why are other teams paying for other teams? Is that where the money is going? Right? Is Major League Baseball collecting that money and then distributing it out to teams who can't run a baseball team? So my opinion is if your fans in your state aren't going to that ball club, then you don't need to have a team there. Relocate into a state or a city that wants to have baseball. And then when those fans get mad, like, "Oh man, what are we doing? We don't have nothing to watch." That's their problem. You didn't go support your team. If you're a true fan of baseball or romantic about baseball, there's no reason why you can't go watch a game once a month, once every other month with your boys, or take your family there, as a family trip once a month or every other month, or by yourself. Support your team. I know it can get expensive in some stadiums, but support your team. So these these taxation dollars on going over set dollar amount is ridiculous. If that team makes money, they want to go over a dollar amount. They should be allowed to. It's their money. And if you think that's not fair, then come up with a different way how to make it more competitive. But taking money from somebody and giving it to somebody else, especially if the team is mismanaging that money or the owners are keeping that money, not putting it back in the team, then they should be fined or give the money back. It needs to be an audit trail. So I'm just trying to understand why things are the way they are in baseball. My certain concern with the Yankees, certain players. Well, you know, how are we gonna get out? So I think right now, like I said, pay Juan Soto what he deserves. He's been a good player. Fans seem to love him. He doesn't shy away from the limelight, and he's actually carrying the team right now. Right, even with today's loss. That's the other thing I want to talk about. So, is it really the Yankees hitting that's the problem? I'm just throwing it out there if people, want to reply, have questions. Or is it they're facing good pitching, right? Because to me, I look at someone like, listen, no offense to JP Sears. He was an ex-Yankee, good stuff, but he doesn't throw that hard. So is it the slider that deceptive? And then the right on the fastball that he was throwing today was just missing bats? Like, was it in the strike zone? Could our players have laid off on that stuff? It just seems like they struggle against pitchers that aren't really of importance, but the ones that are important, they do well against. It's kind of weird from what I'm seeing. I could be wrong. Could be wrong. So a lot of questions with the Yankees. A lot of questions. And I wish I had the answers. But as a loyal Yankee fan, I'm gonna stick with them no matter what, win, lose, or draw. So I do like how the team's built this year. I wish a little bit better defense. Defense been kind of shoddy, but I think people forget how rare it is to have all three, right? Really four: speed, defense, power, right? So it's difficult to have all four on a team at the same time. You can, but I'm not sure if people have enough money to put that together. So I don't know. That's all I had a lot more to talk about today, but I'm gonna make it a pretty much quick video. Just want to drop by, say hi to everybody, let everybody know what's on my mind, what's going on with the Yankees, my thoughts. Um, what else? Oh, listen, look out for some guys in the minors that are coming up. I'm talking Henry Lalane, Spencer Jones, um, Brandon Maea, he's a center fielder, I believe. Brock Selvage, he's a pitcher. Um, and they've got some serious young talent. Like if there's any time to be a Yankee fan, I'd say now's the time because I think between them and Baltimore is a young team too, and Baltimore has a lot of young guys in their system. So try to understand, Baltimore used to suck, right? Horrible. So when you come in last a lot or close to last, you get a higher chance of getting a first round draft pick, right? Or in the top 5 or top 10. The same thing happened with the Astros. The Astros used to be horrible. The Astros are one of the worst teams. When you keep coming in last, you get your top 5 through 10 for, first rounders. So when you fall into that category year after year, 10, 20 years, you've got a lot of talented guys in your minor league system. The Yankees don't have that luxury. They've never had that luxury. I don't think the Yankees ever, first of all, New York fans would never allow the Steinbrenners or anybody who owns the Yankees to tear down that team and start fresh. Ain't gonna happen. It's more of like a reclamation project. And what I mean by that is you might get rid of a couple guys or trade a couple guys and bring some new guys in, right? Or bring a couple of the baby bombers during, September call-ups and see what they can do. So you know what you got next year. But they're never gonna sit there and tear that whole team down. So now the Yankees have invested heavily in international prospects, right? Like Roger Arias, Augustine Ramirez, catcher. That he's a good catcher. Roderick Arias is a shortstop. You've got guys like this that have some serious talent, and right now they're making their way forward. So in the next 2 to 3 years, you're going to start seeing these guys, and it's a perfect time. Like it's a perfect time to sign Juan Soto to a long-term deal. Why? He's 25, be 26 in a few months. So even when he's 27, 28, he's still young enough to be the centerpiece of that core coming up, right? And you kind of want that. You want that core. You want like that's how we did it in the late 90s. Jeter, Posada, Mariano, Pettit, so on and so forth. You had a young core of players that you kind of built the team around, and you kind of want that. You want Jason Dominguez, you want Anthony Volpe, you want Juan Soto. You want to bring up these young pitch. I mean, they've got a lot of good young pitchers coming up. They are good, and and some of them are flamethrowers, and some have pinpoint accuracy like you wouldn't believe it at such a young level. And they've got bats coming in defense. I mean, they're gonna have a lot. I think it's gonna be the AL East is gonna be tough for the next 5 to 15 years, man. Easy, easy. It's gonna be tough. I say Yankees, Baltimore, maybe maybe Toronto. Um, I think the Rays are always gonna be competitive. They used to be horrible too, so they still have a lot of good people in their farm system, so they're not going anywhere. Um, they've got a good talent pool, so and the Rays, they've always been able to scout players, uh, that have a high talent pool. It's just that they don't pay them, and then come 5 years, they trade them away for more prospects or whatever, and they don't really stay. So, a lot of the Rays, I think the issues what they have, why they don't really win, is because the players know that this is just a stepping stone to another team. So, as long as I play and I don't get hurt, my trader getting my bag of money 5, 6 years from now is really good, but don't expect to get it from the Rays. One Even if they give you a long-term contract worth $100,000,000, they will end up trading you to someplace because it's not gonna make sense to them, especially if they're not winning. So, but, um, yeah, so that's just my thoughts about, my concern with the Yankees. Like I said, um, you know, Judge has gotta just get it together. Gotta get it together. I think if he gets it together and Soto's on point, that those 2 can carry a team. Volpe gets his head back in the game and starts swinging level again, we're good. I think right now, these guys are swinging at some crazy pitches, like, they're not even in the strike zone. Also, umps are giving them bad calls. Like, I saw some games where, like, that's not even it was way out here. How do you call that a strike? Or it's way high. Like, it's crazy. Like, honestly, bring the robot from AAA who's calling balls and strikes and just have their own plate umpire just, like, raise hand, strike, you know? He needs to be there to call it, but these guys are not seeing what we're seeing on TV, and it's when they have that little rectangular box up on TV, you can see the call. You can see that the ump clearly missed it. So to me, that's crazy. That's taking the bat out of the player's hands, and I don't know. It's great for pitching, but anyway, um, thank you for listening to my rants. All right. Thank you for showing up as usual. Like I said, I'm gonna try and do shows more often. It's just been extremely difficult, um, you know, with what's going on. But I'll try and do things more often, be on here, have more topics to discuss. And as always, like and subscribe to Sports Geek. All right. See you guys next week.
Hey, nowadays the pain follow me. Deal with trauma privately. I don't wanna be a burden. I handle things.